Road Break family, how's every single one of you? Welcome to another episode of our show, and this time we're going to be talking about NXT UK, the official review of this week's episode. A pretty good show. We had in the main event Heritage Cup Championship match Noam Dar and also Joe Coffey, and we had a little bit of more interactions with the A-Kid and also with Charlie Dempsey. Really great match, very technical. That opened the show. Full from top to bottom, from the beginning to the end. Episode good, bad, and what?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a great episode of NXT UK, and it was almost one of the things that, we only had 3 matches here. It was the two to open the show and close the show were the real, headliners here. And I love the first match. I think I might have even liked more than the championship match. But,
yes.
We'll get it all into it. But, if they didn't catch it last night, why don't you tell them what we, had last night?
Exactly. Don't forget, the Hardy Boys are back, family. Everybody, they spoil it. I think a few AEW superstars also put in their accounts, Jeff Hardy. The Hardy Boys are back, and they're going against... They're trying to get the tag team titles. It seems they're going to be a feud with the Young Bucks. There's so many tag teams that they can feud with, and they're kind of the new T-shirts that they have. They have the old babyface Hardy Boys kind of logos and all of that, the type of clothing. They're really cool. Dynamite, like you said, Morgan and Hangman Page with Adam Cole, and also William Regal that he apologized for going too way too.
Yeah, which I thought, hey, if the only thing he took away time from was the main event and the women's match, Thunder Rosa and Layla Hirsch, that's fine.
Exactly.
That's fine. Regal to me is, he's a star. And we're going to talk about his kid, who I think is going to be a star.
Exactly. So thank you so very much to every single one of you. Keep supporting us. There's going to be more stuff coming up in the next couple of months. We have WrestleMania, we have more Impact, we have AEW, we have NWA. Everything, we'll have it right here, family. So please keep checking this out. And like I said, Charlie Dempsey going against the A-Kid. A-Kid is going to be debuting on NXT 2.0 next week. I don't know if this is the send-off, but this match was just technical from the beginning until the end. That's why Nigel, I think he was having a great time, because it was just completely technical. This is what if you love pro wrestling, pure pro wrestling, this should be the thing. I think also the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling champion Gresham, he was really excited to see this, because what did you feel about it? Very technical.
I gotta be honest with you, this was a match where sometimes when you watch stuff, especially with the stuff we see on WWE and even on AEW sometimes, you don't really pay attention because you're not into it. I was into this thing from bell to bell. Just everything both these guys do. And I don't think A-Kid is going to stay on NXT 2.0. I think he's going to go over there a little bit, and maybe it's a talent trait for a little bit, because we're going to talk about somebody coming from NXT 2.0 onto this brand. But this match, just the things these guys do. We say everybody's stiff, everybody lays it in here on NXT UK, but especially these two guys, man, just beating the hell out of each other. I love this one. He does the bridge up and he tries to, get him, but his neck is too strong. Then he does the surfboard, and it's he still can't get him down. But they were just beating the hell out of each other. This was great. The submissions, everything, the knee bars, arm bars, and even when Dempsey had him in a headlock, but with his knee, and he had his head in the knee, he would just hit on his own leg to just apply pressure to the. It's just the little things they do that it's you think it's real, or you forget that these guys are working. But this was great. And the ending, they set it up because it's okay, A-Kid, he's going to be going to NXT 2.0. And I don't think this is a send-off, because just the way that it kind of all went down and everything.
Yeah, Raja right there in the interview.
Yeah, but he attacks him, and then I wonder if this is going to cause friction, because Dempsey, I know you had the picture where he had him, all in the submission there, and then A-Kid eventually has to tap out once Dempsey locks the hands there. But, now we got to see, is Dempsey going to be oh, Raja, thank you? I don't think so. I think he's going to get in Raja's face, and maybe he'll be a little pissed off. So this might be, starting to cause a little more friction and some separation in DeFamilia.
We'll see, but what a great match. And
this was great.
Yeah, and like you said, the level of technicality, the level of submission, the level of artistry in this from these two professional wrestlers. The A-Kid, I think, and the only thing he lacks when it comes to you go to Dempsey and him, is more power. Holding power and all of that. Even if you're creating the guy in the new game, you will actually put grapple or all of those things a little lower than Dempsey, because Dempsey is more strength, I want to say. But despite that, like, and the other thing, Paul, like the A Kid, like the finisher is really hard to put that, like, to get in that hole, in that submission hole, is really hard to do. So I guess in this situation and with the help of Raja, he was able to do this. But like you said, great beginning of NXT.
Yeah, and the one thing I liked it, but I liked it for Dempsey, not so much for A Kid, is when he had him in that octopus hold, whatever, and then Dempsey got the ropes, and then it was a break, and like A Kid kicked him or slapped him or something, and then Dempsey like hulked up, he got like pissed off, and A Kid was like, "Whoa, I'm sorry." I'm like, A Kid shouldn't be doing this. That should be, it should be like, no, bring it on, like let's let's go.
Yeah,
but that was, I mean, but Dempsey was, is legit, and I mean, I would go back and watch this match again. I mean, this
he could be he could be a superstar, and I mean, he
this
has.
Would, I mean, if anybody is gonna be Dragunov, and it's not gonna be like a Rampage Brown or a Joe Coffey, somebody like that, you have him right here because I think he can match the intensity.
I wouldn't be upset because we saw the dad yesterday, and now we see the kid, and he has a lot more future. Like you said, he can be even better than Bryan Danielson. If he continues with, and also the style, it's very British. And even Nigel, he pays homage to like all these great.
Yeah,
British
unfortunately,
legends.
he couldn't say his dad, because
unfortunately, I mean, he cannot even say his dad anymore, and that kind of sucks. But let's go with like the next match, and this is Paul. We got to see. Well, in 2 weeks we're going to see Meiko Satomura and Isla Dawn. Finally, they made the match official. This is good, and we knew that this was going to be the next bout for Meiko Satomura. Unfortunately, she's not going to be in WWE 2K22, and at least here, hopefully, he retains the title because I don't think that like Isla Dawn is ready to be champion. Although I do enjoy the work she's been doing.
I agree.
Everything's really good.
I agree with you on that. I think there's going to be a good feud, and it's good when the champion maybe seems like in danger. Because if it's a feud where the champion's, they're going to win this no problem, then it's not really interesting. This is, and that's why I think we like this because, we don't really know who's going to win. But, one thing just to make note for everybody who does watch the show and not just watch our reviews, NXT will be an hour late the next
it will be at 4 p.m. for
the
next 2 weeks. Yes, that's what they said. Yeah, so like also pay attention on that, family. Aaliyah James, Stevie Turner probably is going to be the first match for next show. They have like a stare down. Hey, why are you here? Why you bring the production crew here? I didn't bring them. They invited me. Hey, a little bit. They need to set up a feud for the girls. We haven't seen Danny Loon in a while. We haven't seen also Amel. We haven't seen Jeannie. We haven't seen Eva Valkyrie in like forever. So at least they have all these girls like to have a little feud with. We have to also see Emily McKenzie and Nina Samuels. These are just like the fillers. Despite that there is an hour, they probably don't have a lot of storytelling, and they tape this way in advance. So I mean, there are another match that we might see in the next couple of weeks. Things that like are completely like okay. They don't mean anything. We didn't see anything from Zaya Brookside. But Paul, tell me a little bit about this because Symbiosis is finally in action against Jones is one of them. The other guy like slips like out of my head.
Danny Jones and what was the other guy's name? I don't remember. It'll come
exactly.
to me.
No, well, he's actually a regular, but like a Hensman talent. He puts guys over, and that's what they did for Symbiosis. The group needed a win. Eddie Dennis, like he's always talking about like there's gonna be a new Symbiosis. We're gonna be legit again, and we're gonna like fulfill the promise. We're gonna like feel our destiny. So they did this in this situation. I mean, to me it was a little too long, but in the end, Symbiosis wins. But you said it. You said it could be the return of a guy that we've seen before, and actually it happened to be this. So tell me a little bit about all that.
Yeah, the one thing, I mean, the match, it was what it was. It was to get these guys over, and I thought, okay, I always love a team with a manager. It looks good, and it helps. The manager is always good to help a heel team win if need to, but it's also there to do the talking, and it just, I don't know, I feel like it just gets the group over. We don't see it as much anymore. But the only thing is they had this win, and I thought, okay, maybe now, maybe we'll see a promo next week or even this week, with the Boar or whoever it's going to be. Nope, he just shows up and just, shit cans all these guys, throws like all, they're done. They pull Eddie Dennis out of there. I mean, look at him. I'm sorry, but no, Eddie Dennis should be able to kick his ass. And then you have the other two guys. No, I mean, Boar's not in a three. No, this was bad. Again, I don't want to say it buries the group because they were pretty much already in the dirt. But I mean, not good. Not good. I mean,
yeah, I mean, to me it was surprising at least that the guy is back. And but like you said, I mean, one guy like this. I mean, I guess the past. Even Nigel said, "Oh, you have to
Josh," and also the guy, the jobber's name. I should call him a jobber, but Josh Morrell was the other guy's name. Yes,
Josh Morrell. There you go. Yeah. We've seen him in a few weeks also, like here in NXT UK. We'll see what they do with this. I mean, am I excited? No, not really. Because
I mean, if Boar was like Rampage Brown or Walter, then I'd be like, okay. You know, then he could
He's
beat
a
up the
threat.
three. Yeah,
He's
But
something
no,
that
I
I
mean,
should be careful
yeah.
with. Yes, but now he's not. So I mean, like you said, Symbiosis in another storyline that you know, like the group is never gonna be over at this rate. So you said something about somebody coming in from the United States going to WWE NXT UK, and this is like Sid Scala was about to announce it, and then Wolfgang shows up and he's like, hey, you know, can you give me an opponent? I'm bullshit, you know, I never win. The Gallus is in danger, all of that. And he says, well, yeah, since you're here, then the guy that is going to come from the United States is going to be Roderick Strong, and you are going to face him next week. So he's like, okay, legit, I can beat that guy. You know, no more Undisputed Era, no Red Dragon, no Adam Cole, no Boom, it's fine. So what do you think? For me, I don't know even why, but I hope that like Roderick Strong actually gets the win.
Yeah, I mean, you would like to see him get the win, and I mean, they put him over. Oh, you know, he's the head guy in Diamond Mine, blah blah blah, and you know, we know how good Roderick Strong is, and I'm sure, you know, when Dragunov came over, well, didn't they wrestle actually?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know,
NXT,
I think they had
NXT.
one of the matches. It was right before you know Dragunov was going to have his match with
Walter.
if I'm
It
not
was right
mistaken.
before the NXT takeover.
Yeah, and I mean, it was one of those things where he probably thinks, man, these guys are right like me. You know, they like to go long matches, hard hitting, stiff, tough submission style matches, and you know, he was probably waiting to come over here. And it's like, hey, you're not doing anything with me, right? You know, whatever. You're just pushing the Creed brothers. Okay, see ya. You know, I'm out of here.
And it's good because at least now that like the restrictions are actually out of the way.
Yeah,
you know,
and imagine Roderick Strong versus Noam Dar. Roderick Strong versus, you know, Nathan Frazier versus
and
Dempsey.
also like Strong fighting for the Heritage Cup. That would be, you know, that would be great. You know, that would be interesting to watch. That would be great. We'll see. I mean, they're starting to exchange talent is always good. I feel that like also Finn Balor wanted to go to NXT UK. I remember he's been asking to go because they wanted that big feud with Walter. Never really happened, but maybe at some point here in the main roster we'll see, or Gunter. You know, Walter for us is Walter. So let's talk about also Paul, like Mustache Mountain, and also like right here with the number one contenders. They're still having the feud with Aston Carter and also like Smith. And you know, they say, well guys, hey, you know, we're gonna like keep doing, we're gonna get the match, but not right away. You know, let the titles. We're just, how about we start doing like singles matches in the next couple of weeks? So what do you think about this? I mean, they're cool. It's cool that they actually keeping the feud long, and maybe these are gonna be the guys dethroned in Mustache Mountain, but I'm not really sure. We're gonna see this.
I mean, tell me another tag team that you think is ready besides, and I would have said maybe Pretty Deadly, a rematch. But they just got beat by Jack Stars and Dave Mastiff, so no. So tell me another team that's ready to go after Mustache Mountain. Symbiosis just got beat up by one guy, so not them. Gallus really isn't a tag team anymore, so not them. We don't know where what's their names? Mark Andrews and Morgan. What were they called? What was their new group called?
It was that was their names.
No, but it was them and I thought they had a name. Them and
they have it was Subculture.
Subculture. Thank you. It's because we haven't seen them in weeks and I freaking forgot it. I'm like, what the heck were they called? But yeah, you know, we haven't seen them in how long. So that's the thing. I mean, I like how they're prolonging this feud, but I think hopefully in this time they can build another tag team up for whoever, you know, wins, you know, to go after the champions then.
Yes, we'll see. I mean, at least we're going to have two matches. We're going to see Trent Seven, and in 2 weeks, then we're going to see Tyler Bate going against.
And I like how maybe this is a slow, subtle way to turn Mustache Mountain heel.
Yeah.
They said, okay, oh no, you know, you guys, you're bullshit. You don't get no opportunity. Then they argued and they said they pleaded their case. Okay, we'll give you a shot. And then, no, well, you don't get a shot right away. Now you got to beat us in singles matches. So now it's like they see, yes.
They're playing hard to get. That's the thing. So we'll see what they do with that. But I mean, it's at least something to look forward to, and they always know how to like fix those things, and I really appreciate that. Paul is going to the main event because, you know, Noam Dar and Joe Coffey going for the Heritage Cup. Joe Coffey has never fought in Heritage Cup rules, and he was like, all of a sudden he became number one contender. And the match I liked, you know, not great, like you said. I was still like thinking about the A-Kid and also Charlie Dempsey, but this was okay. A big difference in power, and also big difference in speed when it comes to Noam Dar, Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey he won the first fall with like the Glasgow send-off. I don't know if that move is so convincing, but then you got to see Noam Dar hit the spinning combination. Shaz Samuels was ringside. Also, we got to see Mark Coffey. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you thought Coffey was going to come out like a house on fire, but he was playing it technical. You know, they even said, you know, in the first match, and even the second one up until he got the Glasgow send-off, you know, he was even wrestling more technical than Noam Dar, and it was maybe frustrating him, and then he gets the first fall. I agree, especially that early in a match. You know what, you're not even 6 minutes into a match. That wouldn't beat him in a normal one-on-one contest. That shouldn't have beat him in a Heritage Falls match, but, you know, a round. But, it, you know, it was what it was. And, you know, then he got the next fall. It was kind of just like a roll-up, kind of like combination. And I mean, I don't know. You know, they got to throw a roll-up combination in there because he's not going to hit his finisher twice.
No.
You know, nobody's going to boom. You know, you're not going to see, oh, you know, this is the Undertaker. Oh, a tombstone pin, and then another tombstone pin. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to want to, you know, add some variety. But I mean, this was good. And, you know, but when those two guys were out there, Mark Coffey, Shaw Samuels, you knew there was going to be a little bit of interaction. But, you know, luckily for us, it went in the favor of Noam Dar. And, you know, they caused some interaction. And then at the end of the match, you know, Coffey, you know, he hits the cheap shot on him before the final round here, or the last round that they had. He hits the Nova Roller. And then eventually,
I love that move.
It's
a really good kick, you know, 1, 2, 3. And he retains. Yeah. You know, we get to see Noam Dar retaining, and that's great.
And they had a great little sequence, too, before that, because, you know, it was a counter, and then Coffey was going for a move, but he hit an elbow to Coffey's head before he could do it, so he was stunned, and then that set it up for the Nova Roller. And like you said, it's a really good, convincing kick, you know, to the head, and, you know, we still see Noam Dar as champion, and this is good. Now we just got to see where Gallus goes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. And they say that on commentary, like Nigel said, like, where does Joe Coffey go from now? That's the thing, and so like it's like more and more like just questions, you know.
I mean, the only thing I could think is maybe like Roderick Strong beats up Wolfgang, he beats up Mark Coffey, but then Joe Coffey is the one to beat Roderick Strong. Maybe Roderick
that would
him
be
over.
Something, but again, maybe Joe Coffey needs to just turn heel, or Gallus needs to turn heel, because again, they keep losing matches. They don't have Horizon, they don't have a North. So that's one thing that like they could easily switch that by becoming heel or finding the new purpose on them. So we'll see. But at least, like you said, I had a little bit of fear that like Noam Dar might lose the Heritage Cup, but like the heel work that he does, he's a great wrestler. So he has everything for him to just be able to, you know, just keep this title. So that was really fun. And this pretty much, you know, Paul, we get to see like Shaw Samuels. This is a great combination by the two of them. They're not even in the game. Thank you, WWE 2K. But like this closes the show for us, family. Thank you so very much for seeing the video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We'll see you next week with more professional wrestling news. Paul, where they can find us.
And guys, make sure you follow us so you don't miss any updates. Rope Break on Facebook, DOG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...